welcome to this week in review with me, Mr. Cryptid. And it's a bit of a change of pace from the first video. First video was all about setting up your charts in the TradingView platform and getting used to how to use it and how to plot support and resistance levels. But now I want to change the pace up a little bit and start with a weekly video series on news events that have been happening in the crypto space that you may have missed, you may have seen, but just to cover and further in depth for you all to understand a bit better. So the first article I want to cover right here is the 850 million Bitfinex bombshell. So there's been a crazy happenings in the crypto world this week as Bitfinex reports 850 million missing Tether. So let's have a little bit of a read of this article together and then we'll discuss it a little bit afterwards. So the New York Attorney General alleges that Bitfinex, historically one of the largest Bitcoin exchanges, doesn't have access to some 850 million Tether tokens and that it's probably guilty of fraud as a result. The AG has demanded that Tether turn over documents to the state of New York, which includes materials that some traders may be uncomfortable with. Full records on all traders who live in New York and complete records on people who hold Tether and are believed to reside in New York. Bitfinex denies most of the claims by New York. The company stopped exclusively offering Tether last year, and Tether changed its practices regarding withdrawals not long after. So crypto insiders have long suspected that all was not right with Tether Limited. The company which backs and issues Tether, the USD-pegged cryptocurrency, remains the most significant and oldest stablecoin by market capitalization, with over 1 billion units in circulation, unlike TrueUSD, Paxos Standard, and USDC. So, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding stablecoins since they came about, and the legitimacy of a centralized backed pegged currency, which in my honest opinion I really do not see the need for. It's not stable, it's proven. They can mint it whenever they want, and as we can see here, a lot seems to go missing, quote unquote, from these wallets and randomly disappears. So with this in mind, we've got to think really like what is actually what are stablecoins doing for the cryptocurrency space? Do we need them, and why do exchanges still list these? In my opinion, they should really just disband the use of these stablecoins, because it's clear that they've just used for fraudulent activities, and I think in the future we'll find that JPM coin will be under the same amount of scrutiny in the near future. Maybe this will make them a bit more careful and a bit more transparent, because transparency is what we need in this crypto space for global adoption to occur. So Bitfinex have released a statement, and they've said the New York Attorney General's court filings were written in bad faith and are riddled with false assertions, including as to a purported 850 million loss at crypto capital. On the contrary, we have been informed that these crypto capital amounts are not lost but have been in fact seized and safeguarded. We are and have been actively working to exercise our rights and remedies and get those funds released. Sadly, the New York Attorney General's office seems to be intent on undermining those efforts to the detriment of our customers. So either way, it seems that Tether was backed by actual dollars at one point, smacking down the more radical version of the Bitfinex conspiracy. So Bitfinex basically are trying to cover their tracks by saying, oh, these people are blowing it up out of proportion and this is actually not what's happening at all. But in my in my eyes, it looks like to me that they've just been trying to cover it up for so long that it's finally surfaced, and it's now going into the legal proceedings, and now they're starting to panic, and this may result in having to big lawsuits, big fines, loss of customers, and which the stablecoin Tether is printed millions as it is and made off with these currencies just in the distance. So I guess in the future we'll see how these events will play out. But any more news on this, then I will keep you updated with this. So the next article I want to talk to you about is just a quick one, really. It's not really that significant in the crypto space. It's just something that's driving public adoption a little bit, but not like a bank would or a financial institute. But it's the rapper Lil Pump has launched Bitcoin payments in his merchandise store, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like driving adoption in that sense for the younger generation that listen to that music, and just in general a business ploy, and it seems like they know what they're doing with this sort of procedure, and the people behind this guy know exactly where all this stuff is going to. So let's have a little read of this article. So Lil Pump is giving Bitcoin a much needed boost after the cryptocurrency took a dip this week, which the dip was caused by the controversy with the Bitfinex and Tether scandal. So the 18-year-old Colombian American rapper, who landed on Forbes 30 under 30 music list this year, confirmed on Twitter Thursday that he would be accepting Bitcoin payments on his merchandise store, unhappy, through Bitcoin's Lightning Network. Customers will have two crypto options upon checkout: paying with a regular Bitcoin wallet or opting for the Lightning Network, which is the Litecoin. So on its website, OpenNode touts itself a robust platform that consists of an easy-to-use e-commerce and retail plug-in solution, payment infrastructure APIs for developers, and the fastest payment processor limits to allow for brand new payment models, instantaneous settlements. In the past, billionaire and Bitcoin enthusiast Tim Draper has cited OpenNode as one of his reasons he's optimistic about the cryptocurrency despite its volatile markets. Here's what he said: "I am still very much optimistic, in fact more optimistic, since I am seeing services like Lightning Network and OpenNode working to make Bitcoin ambiguous." Draper previously told Fox Business, estimating that Bitcoin will hit 2,500 by 2022. So, Bitcoin reportedly plunged up to 5% this week to the downside, but Forbes reported Thursday that the price is still hovering around the $5,400 mark. Backers are hoping recent promotion by Lil Pump, who's known for his catchy Gucci Gang track, will help encourage other young people to jump on board. So this was just a quick article. It's just something I wanted to touch on, really. It's kind of positive. It's always good to have a bit of positive news when you see a sea of red in the cryptocurrency market, because a lot of people tend to panic for unnecessary reasons a lot of the time. They don't usually tend to look on the bright side of things, but when something happens like an £850 million scandal, then it's kind of hard to look on the bright side. But then when you see positive news, it just gives you that little bit of a boost. So the next and most important article I want to talk to you about is the fact that Ripple have appointed Yoshitaka Katao to its board of directors, which is absolutely great news for XRP. So as we know, there's been talks and partnerships between SBI and Ripple for the past year, and questions over going live over the XRP product has been in circulation for about the same amount of time as well, and Yoshitaka Kitao is has one of the biggest XRP wallets in the world currently. So on the Ripple website, you see ripple.com/insights. We see this news article here. Ripple welcomes Yoshitaka Kitao to its board of directors. The representative director, president, and CEO of SBI Holdings, Inc., Yoshitaka Kitao, will be joining Ripple's board of directors. Having served as the head of dozens of companies throughout his career, Mr. Kitao brings to the board extensive leadership experience and knowledge of global financial markets. Blockchain and digital assets are changing the way we move money around the world, and Ripple is the driving force behind this positive change. I am excited by this opportunity to lend my expertise and be part of the company's next phase of growth, said Mr. Kitao. So Yoshitaka Kitao established SBI Holdings in July 1999. Today he transformed the company into one of Japan's most prominent financial service groups and the most influential adopter of blockchain and digital asset innovation in the region. So Mr. Kitao is also a pivotal player in the joint venture between SBI Holdings and Ripple, SBI Ripple Asia. The joint venture established a next-generation payment platform on RippleNet, Ripple's robust network of 200-plus financial institutions worldwide, along with Japanese banks. In particular, the company provides the revolutionary MoneyTap mobile app that allows banks customers to settle transactions instantly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, here's what Ripple had to say about the appointment. I'm excited to welcome Mr. Kitao to our board of directors. From conventional financial markets to digital asset markets, his deep understanding of the financial services industry will offer valuable business and financial expertise to help Ripple continue to scale, said Chris Larson. So, approximately half of our customers are located in Asia today, and we're rapidly expanding our global footprint across the region. Mr. Kitao comes at the perfect time for Ripple as we look to deepen our customer base in Asia and beyond. So prior to SBI Holdings, Mr. Kitao served as Executive Vice President and CFO of the SoftBank Corp, where he handled gigantic financing for the company to engage in aggressive investments. He began his career in the investment banking business in Naruma Securities Company Limited, a prominent Japanese financial holding company. He holds degrees in economics from Keio University and University of Cambridge. So Yoshitaka Kitao is officially replacing Takashi Okita on Ripple's board on April 25th, 2019. Which I believe this is extremely huge news for the adoption of XRP into the financial institutes and the global banking networks of the world, along with Christine Lagarde, who's also been known to mention Ripple in many meetings and conferences that have all been recorded. They're all out there on YouTube for you to go and search and do your research about, which Christine Lagarde is the CEO of the IMF, International Monetary Fund. So this is absolutely astonishing news for Ripple and XRP, and overall the cryptocurrency space, really, not just Ripple. And yeah, that's basically the biggest sort of articles that we've had in this past week, and it's been a pretty bad week in terms of price action. Well, in terms of downwards momentum, but as we can see, we've slowly started to recover slightly across the board. Only down, not too much, but as we can see, the Yahoo Finance, the crypto list, this is the one I prefer to use over CoinMarketCap, because CoinMarketCap failed to list the whole of people's market cap, which is quite frustrating when you're trying to analyze charts, and Yahoo Finance provide the full scope of everything that's happening in the market cap realm. So as we can see, BTC USD is currently sitting at $5,217.13. XRP is 0.2966, and Ethereum is sitting at 155.86. So Bitcoin is down 0.235 over the past 24 hours. Ripple, XRP, sorry, minus 1.26, and Ethereum 0.47, which overall is not that much considering we've had a pretty dead week in the markets. Now, from this point, I expect to see some upwards momentum. So as we go to our TradingView charts, you go to TradingView, click chart, and I'm on the wrong website, but it'll be okay. Right, we'll get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Go into the charts, and as we load the Ripple chart here, you can, well, on my screen you can see we're presented with 3 charts. That's because I have the professional package of TradingView. So as we analysed XRP, Bitcoin and Ethereum yesterday, what we'll be doing is looking at the exact same charts. So we will maximize that. And as we can see, we're still in this sort of box region here on the daily candles. And I expect to see some movement up towards the top of this box region here. So my first target will be 0.37133. I'll just draw a little ellipse, and that will be our target 1. Lovely. So that's what I'm generally expecting on the XRP chart. Obviously, I don't expect it to go straight up. I expect it to come across some resistance, maybe around the 0.137 mark. But in general, I expect us to reach 0.37 in quite a short amount of time. So as we go to our BTC chart with the daily candles, on the BTC chart, it looks like we're painting a little bit of a different sort of image right here. There's this 6,000 region up here. This has been a strong level of support in the past. As we move to the weekly candles, we can see that from February 2018 all the way up to the 12th of November 2018, we've held this area of support perfectly up until then, before plunging down in quick succession in a couple of weekly candles. And since then, we haven't had a real retest of this region. We came close. We came 5,650, which could be a stopping point, which looks like it's been a bit of a stalling point for BTC after some pretty strong candles in the previous weeks. So what we could see here is maybe a quick little push up to the 6,000 region, and then we'll be looking to sell. So I might set some sell orders for 6,000 just in case we do pop up to hit this zone. I don't think I'll be taking any sells from where we are right now, 5,100. I would rather wait till we hit nearer the 6,000 region, because that will be a bigger percentage potential gain. So if we go back down to the dailies, on the dailies you see the 3 days ago we had the big bearish push after a lot of bullish action, to be honest. And over the past couple of days it's been quite flat, to be honest with you. Not really much happening, but I can see this further. If we don't hold 5,000 as support, then I expect us to crash through the floor and go down to maybe 4,200 before any further action is required. So 4,200 will be our target for BTC. Mark that on there. So these green zones are our target zones. Use the text tool. Target 1. Lovely. So that's the sort of angle I'm taking on BTC. And finally, we'll go into our Ethereum chart. Now, our Ethereum chart is looking a lot more promising for some selling action. Now, this zone right here between 150 and 190 has been perfectly respected up here. Absolute precision. We've broken down. We actually smashed through the bottom of this floor, through the 50 floor, and touched down at 145. Since then we've had a little pullback up, but what I expect is a tap off this region, which we did the last daily candle, but I expect another tap off this daily candle, and then a push towards the 122 area. So all in all, I'm expecting some bearish action in the markets. So that's pretty much an overview of this week in crypto, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, and it's been informative and helpful to you, then like, and if you want to stay updated, then subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get updates of whenever I release a video. They will be coming weekly for the weekly breakdowns, and also there will be some instructional educational videos in the meantime, so there will always be some content for you to watch. So I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and take care.